The news reverberated through São Paulo like a discordant symphony, each headline amplifying the shock and disbelief. An audacious art heist had shattered the city's usually vibrant, if sometimes illicit, underground art scene. Reports spoke of a precision so chillingly perfect that authorities were left baffled, their usual procedures proving utterly useless against such a meticulous operation. No alarms tripped, no security cameras tampered with, just a clean, surgical removal of highly valuable and deeply personal artworks. The sheer audacity of it all was unprecedented, leaving a void not just in the galleries but in the collective confidence of the city's cultural elite. Leading the frustrated investigation was Detective Ana Silva, a woman whose sharp mind was as legendary as the melancholic shadows that often flickered in her eyes. Silva possessed an uncanny ability to connect disparate dots, but even her keen intellect found itself grappling with the phantom nature of this crime. She carried the weight of a past case, an unresolved disappearance that had etched lines of quiet determination around her mouth. Initial clues, sparse as they were, pointed unequivocally towards a highly organized, professional group moving with the efficiency of ghosts. Yet something about the selection of the stolen pieces felt personal. At the heart of this perplexing theft was Elias Vance, a name whispered with reverence and a touch of pity in art circles. Elias was a reclusive, brilliant artist whose early works, raw and emotionally charged, had been the specific targets of the heist. Flashbacks to Elias's younger days revealed a different man, more open, more vulnerable. Under the tutelage of Marcus Thorne, a charismatic but undeniably ruthless art dealer, had been Elias's mentor, a figure who had once commanded immense influence before vanishing years ago under circumstances as mysterious as the current heist. The stolen pieces were not just art. They were fragments of Elias's soul, each one deeply personal, each one a testament to his nascent genius, forged during his formative years under Thorne's shadow. Detective Silva, sifting through the wreckage of Elias's studio, discovered a unique signature, an almost imperceptible motif present in each of the stolen artworks. It was a detail so obscure, so intimate, that only a select few, perhaps only two, could have possibly known of its existence, adding another layer to the deepening mystery. A cryptic message had been left at the crime scene, seemingly addressed directly to Elias, referencing a past betrayal. The words were etched onto a small, antique canvas, a chilling whisper from a bygone era. As Silva dug deeper, the cold case file involving Marcus Thorne's disappearance resurfaced, haunting her desk. Elias Vance, the grieving protégé, had been a person of interest then, though never formally charged. The mounting evidence now suggested a vendetta, a twisted act of personal revenge rather than mere financial gain. Elias's aloofness, his evasiveness when questioned by Silva, raised immediate red flags. He spoke of the art with a detached reverence, but his eyes betrayed a deeper, unarticulated pain. Silva soon uncovered the bitter history between Elias and Thorne, a deep rivalry, a dramatic falling out concerning a particular, exceptionally rare art piece, and a shared love interest, a woman named Isabella. The heist, it seemed, was not just a robbery but a twisted form of retribution, meticulously designed to strike at Elias's most cherished creations, his emotional core. Just as the pieces began to coalesce, Silva stumbled upon an old faded photograph. It depicted a younger Elias, a smiling Thorne, and a radiant Isabella. their faces alight with youthful dreams. On the back, an inscription, barely legible, hinted at a hidden truth about Thorne's disappearance, a truth far more complex and sinister than anyone had imagined. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments where you are watching from. The faded photograph, with its chilling inscription, became a key that unlocked a forgotten chamber in Silver's mind. She dove headfirst into Marcus Thorne's cold case, its dusty files now seeming to thrum with a newfound sinister energy. The original investigation, she quickly discovered, was riddled with inconsistencies, suppressed evidence, and avenues left unexplored. Thorne's disappearance had been too neatly categorized, too conveniently closed, a narrative crafted to fit a predetermined conclusion. Silver interviewed former associates of Thorne, individuals who, years earlier, had been tight-lipped or evasive. Now, perhaps emboldened by time, or simply sensing the shifting currents of justice, they spoke of Thorne's manipulative nature, his ruthless ambition, and a predatory charm that could disarm even the most hardened cynic. One former gallery owner, a woman whose eyes still held a flicker of fear when Thorne's name was mentioned, spoke of his obsessive pursuit of a specific ancient artifact. This wasn't merely a valuable object. It was believed to possess mythical properties, an item intertwined with esoteric knowledge and immense power. Intriguingly, this artifact was also subtly referenced in some of Elias Vance's earliest, most abstract pieces, a detail that had been overlooked by the original investigators. The heist's surgical precision, the intimate knowledge of Elias's studio layout, the security blind spots, all pointed to someone with an almost uncanny familiarity with the artist's world, a knowledge that only Thorne or a very close associate could possess. Confronted with the incriminating photograph and Silver's relentless questioning, Elias Vance finally began to unravel, his carefully constructed facade of detachment crumbling. He spoke in hushed tones, revealing the toxic dynamic that had festered between him and Thorne. Their rivalry, he confessed, had escalated into a venomous argument years ago, a furious clash over Isabella, and significantly, the very ancient artifact that Thorne coveted. Elias, however, vehemently denied any involvement in Thorne's disappearance. His guilt, he admitted, stemmed from a different source, a profound sense of responsibility for Isabella's subsequent emotional breakdown and her complete withdrawal from the vibrant art world she once adored. He revealed how Thorne, consumed by jealousy and greed, had secretly been orchestrating the sale of counterfeit versions of Elias's early works, meticulously crafted fakes that had systematically eroded Elias's reputation and artistic integrity, all while benefiting Thorne's illicit financial network. Silver, now armed with crucial insights, meticulously tracked down Isabella. She found her living a reclusive life in a quiet, forgotten corner of São Paulo, a shadow of the radiant woman in the photograph. Isabella, her voice fragile but resolute, unveiled the true extent of Thorne's manipulative genius. He had masterfully pitted her and Elias against each other, weaving a web of lies and half-truth that fractured their bond. She recounted a terrifying incident, a clandestine meeting where Thorne, his eyes alight with a chilling intensity, had threatened her, not just physically, but with the destruction of everything she held dear. This harrowing encounter had forced her to flee São Paulo, leaving behind her life, her dreams, and her love for Elias. Isabella also spoke of a secret vault Thorne possessed, a hidden sanctum where he stored not only his ill-gotten gains, but, she suspected, the genuine ancient artifact itself. As Silver pieced together the fragments, the sinister silhouette of a mastermind began to emerge. The heist, she realized, was far more intricate than a simple act of revenge. It was a meticulously planned operation, executed using Thorne's old contacts, his distinctive methods, and his chillingly effective network. I found a coded message, painstakingly deciphered from Thorne's old belongings, pointed irrevocably to an accomplice, someone who had continued his work, perhaps even surpassed him in cunning. The final stolen piece from the heist, a seemingly innocuous sculpture, held the hidden compartment. Inside, Silver found a partial unsigned letter, its words a chilling revelation, a meticulously detailed plot to frame Elias for Thorne's murder and, more importantly, to reclaim the coveted ancient artifact. A cold dread settled in Silver's stomach. The victim in this complex narrative, she realized with dawning horror, was not Elias nor Isabella, but Marcus Thorne himself. And he was not merely a victim, he was the orchestrator, the puppet master, pulling strings from the shadows of his own assumed demise. This wasn't just about revenge, it was about a much larger, far more dangerous scheme, a grand design for ultimate control. The chilling realization settled upon Silver. Marcus Thorne was alive, and he had masterminded the entire elaborate heist. With this revelation, Elias Vance, his eyes now alight with a mixture of horror and grim determination, finally understood the true depth of Thorne's machinations. Together, Silver and Elias meticulously pieced together the fragments of Thorne's sinister plot. His motive was clear, a twisted tapestry woven from ambition and pathological resentment. To regain control of his tarnished reputation, to meticulously frame Elias for a past crime that never occurred, and, most crucially, to finally possess the ancient artifact he believed was his birthright, a symbol of power he felt had been unjustly denied him. The heist had been a calculated, theatrical performance designed not merely to steal art, but to draw Elias out, to corner him, and to force him to reveal the artifact's true hidden location. Isabella, now a beacon of fragile strength, provided the final crucial detail. Through her fragmented memories and newfound courage, she recalled a specific, almost forgotten compartment within one of Elias's earliest, most sentimental pieces, a sculpture he had created specifically for her, imbued with their shared hopes and dreams. It was there, nestled within the heart of that personal artwork, that the ancient artifact had been truly hidden, a secret known only to Elias and unknowingly to Isabella. This revelation ignited a fierce urgency in Silver and Elias. Thorne, using his extensive shadowy network, had already initiated the final, most devastating phase of his plan, a public expose meticulously crafted to utterly destroy Elias's career and reputation, transforming him into a pariah in the art world. A desperate race against time commenced. Silver and Elias knew they had to stop Thorne, understanding that the artifact held the indisputable key to exposing his deception and unequivocally clearing Elias's name. Thorne, sensing their pursuit, attempted to vanish into the labyrinthine depths of São Paulo's underground art scene, a world he had long manipulated. A thrilling chase ensued, a high-stakes game of cat and mouse through dimly lit galleries, whispered back-alley deals, and clandestine workshops. Thorne, ever the puppeteer, sought to escape with the artifact and unleash his fabricated narrative upon the world, permanently scarring Elias's legacy. But Elias, now driven by an overwhelming desire for redemption and an unshakable resolve to protect Isabella, from Thorne's lingering malevolence, utilized his profound artistic knowledge and intuitive understanding of Thorne's twisted mind to anticipate his moves, to predict his desperate maneuvers. The climax unfolded at a clandestine art auction, a shadowy gathering of collectors and connoisseurs, Thorne's chosen stage for his final triumphant act. He planned to sell the genuine ancient artifact, simultaneously unveiling his fabricated expose, thereby cementing Elias's downfall. But as Thorne, a smug smirk playing on his lips, began his deceitful presentation, Detective Silver emerged from the shadows, her presence a cold, undeniable shock. She cornered him, her voice resonating with authority as she meticulously exposed his elaborate scheme, presenting irrefutable evidence that laid bare his decades-long web of lies, forgery, and manipulation. In a dramatic act of defiance, Elias Vance stepped forward, the ancient artifact held aloft, its true nature now undeniable. He revealed Thorne's audacious forgeries, his every deceptive maneuver, dismantling his carefully constructed empire of falsehoods with the undeniable truth. Thorne, his face contorted in a mask of impotent rage, was apprehended, his grand design crumbling around him like a house of cards. His reign of terror, built on deceit and obsession, had finally come to an ignominious end. In the aftermath, Elias Vance's name was cleared, his reputation not merely restored, but elevated by his courageous stand against Thorne's villainy. The art world, once captivated by Thorne's charisma, now saw his true malevolent face. Elias, no longer burdened by guilt or fear, found a profound reconciliation with Isabella. Their shared ordeal had forged an unbreakable bond, paving the way for healing and a renewed artistic passion. Detective Anna Silva, her haunted past finally laid to rest, closed the complex case, bringing justice to a tangled web of deceit and betrayal. The final scene found Elias and Isabella, their hands intertwined, working together on a new art project, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of creation. It was a poignant symbol of their shared future, a testament to the triumph of truth, love, and resilience over the enduring shadows of past trauma.